Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sportschaserspodcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Excuse me as I'll do something right there. Hey, hope everybody's having a great week. I hope everybody's doing some fantastic things as we are here in the Sports Chasers Podcast. As you see, hey, I promise and I deliver. I told you we have a new intro and we have a new outro, so y'all check it out. It's a little bit more shorter, more to industry standards, 30 seconds. So hopefully you guys liked it. And hey, tell us what you think of the new intro in the comments also, man. Hey, like I said, at the Sports Chasers Podcast, we're live and direct. We got a lot to get into tonight. But before we do that, let's meet the crew. We got D-Dub. D-Dub, what's up, brother? How are you tonight, man? What's happening, man?
Yo, what's good? What's good? Sports Chasers Podcast Thursday night, man. You know, a few topics to talk about.
Oh, you're not going to talk about that new intro, kid? I mean, this was his idea.
I've been asking for it for God knows when, but I mean, finally, better late than never, man. You know, it is what it is, man. We appreciate it, man. We're trying to, grow and we getting better and better. And shout outs to all of us for putting the work in.
Putting that work in, man. Putting that work in. The hockey guy, he's with us tonight. The hockey guy won the football pool. Let me say it again.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for getting me a trophy. That's awesome.
The hockey dude
win
the NFL pool. Yes, he did. Go ahead, Dan. Take it away, man. Go ahead. Jeez.
Oh, no. I just, appreciate all the love you gave me, for being able to pull this miraculous, victory off. But, hey, the Chiefs won. Made me happy. Staying in the AFC.
Okay. Got it. Thank you there, Dan. Shout out to Dan. He won the NFL pool. Yes, he did. He's all happy, excited.
Angry one. Go ahead, give him his praises, bro.
Yeah, angry one. Yeah, go ahead.
Or give him the salute, bowing down. Go ahead, man.
Wow. Hey, can you hear us?
Wow. Congratulations, Dan K, the hockey guy. The hockey dude, a.k.a. the football, what should we call him?
The football king.
Yo, man, you got lucky this year. That's all it is. Coming for your neck this coming season, Dan. Coming for your neck, sir. Nah, I'm playing.
Right.
Yo, man, congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever.
And that's it, man. That's all I got. We ain't doing all of that the whole segment, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Anywho, let me go to our call to action. Welcome to the Sports Chasers Podcast. Before we jump into the exciting episode, here's a quick call to action for all of our amazing listeners and viewers. If you're enjoying our content, please make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on all preferred podcast platforms. And don't forget to engage with us on social media. Your support is crucial. It helps us grow and continue bringing us top-notch sports insights and discussions. Hit that like button, share our episodes with your friends, and drop a comment to join the conversation. We love hearing from you. Now, let's get to the action tonight, man. Hey, we got a new segment that's going on, and we're going to call it the Chasers Weekly Recap. Basically, this is hit bullet points of things that have happened within the last week. We hit them. We might say something about it, but it will be for 5 minutes only. Because if it goes over 5 minutes, the producer, shout out to the producer. We got the best producer in the whole wide world, I should say, excuse me. Shout out to Junior, man, for making it happen. He will mute my mic after 5 minutes and we will move on to other business because we got a lot to get into this week. Tonight, we got hockey going on. We got San Francisco. Looks like they chose a scapegoat and Coach Wilkes. Yeah, I said it.
That man can't get no break, man. But we'll talk about it.
And what D said this morning in our group chat, we said, they didn't fire the coach. I mean, they fired the defensive coach, but they didn't fire.
I
don't
it.
know, bro. I don't know, man. So we got that. Caitlin Clark, she's gonna be breaking the women's points championship, or just for college basketball. We'll get into that.
I think it's this woman.
Women's. So we get into it tonight.
She needs 8 points. 8.
Needs 8 points. So that game will be on Peacock for all you those that are subscribed to Peacock.
Yeah, that's most of nobody. But
or all those people that forgot to, quit it when they got the
yeah, that part there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so yeah, we'll get to that, man. So so let me get to my weekly recap, and then we'll get on to Dan with hockey, and then we'll get into all the other wonderful stuff that went on. So this is the Chasers recap from last week, February 8th, till today, which is February 15th. Happy Valentine's, post-Valentine's Day to all the folks out there. Shout out. So number one, so we had the Live Golf Tournament, Las Vegas. Dustin Johnson emerges from the crowd with the leadership award to win his third Live title. He was one of those defectors that went from PGA Tour over to Live. So he won his third Live title. MLB action. Jen Powell, if I'm pronouncing it right, she could become the MLB's first female umpire. She's receiving 2024 spring training assignments this spring training. So she could become the next, the first female umpire in the league. The Waste Management Open at Phoenix and it's literally called the Phoenix Open Waste Management. Well, guess what? They got wasted. The 2024, let me just read this real quick. The 2024 Waste Management Phoenix Open was a classic that ended with Nick Taylor rallying to win the title and a playoff finish after getting birdies on 3 of his final 4 holes to make playoffs against Charlie Hoffman. But Taylor's amazing finish is unfortunately being overshadowed by the behavior of some drunken and unruly fans at the TPC Scottsdale over the weekend. And there was definitely some wild fans. The Waste Management Phoenix Open has always prided itself on providing a fun party like nothing else. This is according to Arizona Central. The author here is Jeremy Clough. And he goes on to say the event was marked by fans behaving badly with videos and pictures of those fans being spread on social media throughout the tournament. And it just goes on. It shows videos here of guys, they taking their shirts off. They're in the
well, I guess they took it literally. I mean, they definitely took it literally, and maybe they might want to rethink about changing the name. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying I might be pushing it a little bit, but they might want to do something else, or limit their beer, the toxic, the limit.
I believe they did.
Oh, it still was. Well, hey, I mean, you're gonna have to do something else to enforce it to be better. I don't know. Sounds like they'll have to readdress their plan for next year.
Yeah, definitely. What else we got here? Vern Lundquist. He's the longtime CBS play-by-play for football, for CBS football and men's college basketball. He's going to retire after this season. He's 83 years old. If you watch CBS, if you watch him, as Vern Lundquist, he's one of the industry greats when it comes to play-by-play.
He definitely is a standard.
He absolutely paints the picture. Brent Musburger, let me go to this. He's not in the Broadcasters Hall of Fame. How is that?
I don't know. That's crazy. Brent Musburger, he's another one, another legend, another GOAT. I don't know how that's. You say he's not, right?
No.
That's crazy.
And how long has that been going on? Too long for not to have that man in it. That's all I got to say about that.
Oh man, my producer says I got 2 minutes, and I'm about right. Right. Shout out to the producer, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to producer. And we mentioned Caitlin Clark. We'll talk about that a little bit later. The last one I got here, and I think two of these people on the panel, well, three, all of us should be happy. Rob Manfred, he said he will retire as the MLB commissioner 2029, though. So
Why?
I mean, that doesn't. I mean, if he retires, who are they going to bring in? I mean, that doesn't. That's I don't even know what to say about that.
well,
yeah, it's definitely not fast enough, dog.
I'm getting ready to say, well, why renounce it now?
Yeah, like that's what 5 years from now.
I don't know, man. Maybe he's giving him some time to look for his success. I don't know, but he has done nothing since he got hired in. When did he get hired? Like early 2000s, maybe 2010, 20, somewhere in that point.
Yep.
He has really done nothing to advance this game.
Nah.
The game is probably has gotten worse.
Going backwards. If you
It's going
ask
backwards.
me.
He has
Don't
done
know
nothing.
how to promote stars.
No.
Let me shut.
No. Keep it going. Go ahead. Let me.
No, I'm just saying, like you. In my opinion, he has not advocated for the stars of baseball. I mean, unless you are a star. Unless you are a true baseball fan, you don't know. Yeah, you may know Mike Trout and some of these other guys. We don't.
Oh no, he told Mike Trout he needs you to be a star. Go out there and be a star.
Well, according to baseball fanatics, he's been a star for a long time now. But what I'm saying is he's not as big as some of these other stars in these other sports. And I think the commission, baseball overall, has an issue with that.
Yo, let me tell you something. I mean,
My producer says I got time. It's time.
Well, I'll
just
call
so
him
we're
Mills
clear-
Lane. Mills Lane says time. Let me. You gotta shut up.
Just so we're clear, I'm retiring in 2030.
Okay. All right. Cool. Y'all heard it here.
I got my 30 years in. I'm what the fuck is that?
Let's go to the NHL. Dan K, the hockey dude. He's not retiring tonight, but he's got us on the hockey tip. Dan, what you got for us tonight?
We got 12 games on the slate tonight. Really some snoozers. Like Colorado, Tampa Bay is a good game tonight. Philly, Toronto's another good game. Detroit, maybe Vancouver is a good game. Edmonton, St. Louis. But then, you got Ottawa and Anaheim playing. Florida should beat the stuffing out of Buffalo. And you got Boston and Seattle playing. Your Rangers are down 1-0 to the Canadians.
I got that.
Yeah. So, and my Penguins play Chicago tonight, and if we lose this game, it's the old Wile E. Coyote, Acme. Boom! Blow that shit up. It's time to start moving some people, because guess what? They've lost 3 in a row, and they've been just absolutely terrible.
I hope I guess got that the Wile E. Coyote, man. If y'all didn't get it, man, y'all don't know what y'all missed over there.
The old cartoons when you'd see him hit the rock, falling off the cliff, and the rock would fall on top of him.
Boom.
And they quit showing that shit. Yeah, it's sad. But like, I looked at like probably 3 different places to do like power rankings, and I'm assuming these guys are doing power rankings as week to week or whatever. Because I saw one that had Edmonton number 1, and I'm like, they're still like 6th in the West. How are they number 1 when Vancouver has the most points in the league? But so I kind of make my own list, and it's kind of both. It's kind of who's doing what.
Own list.
Who's playing well now, factored into how they played all year. So still, I got Canucks number 1. They're 7-1-2 in their last 10. I got the Bruins at number 2. They're 6-3-1. And then I got the Panthers. They're number 3, 7-2-1. The Stars, number 4, 7-2-1 in their last 10. And then I got the Avs, number 5. They're 5-4-1 in their last, 10. But McKinnon has been going crazy. And, Druin, who used to play for Tampa and for Montreal. He's just been, racking up the assists while playing there. And then number 6, I got the Jets. They were hot for a while. Now they come, kind of back to reality. And I think a lot of it has to do with, that 5-day break. Teams that were hot, you got to come back and, get the juices flowing again, get back in the same mindset. They went 4-5-1 their last 10. Vegas, they're 7-2-1. The Oilers, I got them at 8-2-0. They had that 16-game winning streak, and they were one behind. I think it was it 91 or 92 Penguins. It was one of those two teams. But coming out of the break, they played Vegas first. If they could have got over that hump, they probably wouldn't have lost for a while, because the teams that they were playing, not so good. But kudos for them, because I was saying earlier, in the season, like they were really falling off, and it's like they got to do something to get it right. Like we talked about before, fired a coach, brought in a different coach, lit the fire under the players. They started playing well again. The goaltenders, started getting their confidence again. It was a win-win situation for them, by firing the coach. That's really all you can do in hockey. You have 21 guys on the bench. You can't fire them all. So, the odd man out is always going to be the coach.
That's for sure.
And then I got Rangers at number 9. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10. Like I said, they're playing Montreal tonight at the Garden. They're down, at the end of the first. But they've been playing real well. And I think, was it Jonathan Quick got to start tonight?
Quick, yeah.
So we'll see how he does. And he, lucky for you guys, you picked him up, because he's kind of been the glue that helps things together when Shesterkin was hurt.
Yeah.
So, and he comes in and, plays every couple, after every couple games, he gets to start.
Well. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Then I got the Canes at 10. They've been 6-4-0 in their last 10. The Leafs 6-4-0 in their last 10. They're losing to Philly, which Philly's played more games, but they got more points in the standings right now. But I don't know if, just to sidetrack off this a little bit, I don't know if you guys saw where they played Ottawa the other night. And I believe it was 5-3 they lost. And was it Ridley Gregg got the breakaway with the empty net and took a slap shot. And just buried the puck in the net, skated over to the bench side along the boards. Morgan Riley decided to come over and, say, hey, you want to see what my stick says? And just cross-checked him right in the face.
So listen, Dan, to interrupt you, because I am interrupting you.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
When I saw that, I was like, well, why is it disrespectful? But I get it why it's disrespectful. Because it's like it's almost spitting on you, spitting in your face, so to speak. Am I correct?
Is it the unwritten rules in
it's like that's
the NHL? What they used to have, they used to have that in basketball and
it's kind of that route.
Okay.
But
baseball definitely have unwritten rules.
Here's my thing. Like, if you don't want the guy blasting a slap shot from 10 feet in front of the net,
you need to put somebody in the goal.
Into an empty net.
Check them.
Don't get in the situation where you have to pull your goalie.
That too. Yes, put somebody in the goal, but how about do your job, and then you won't have that. That's
the thing. They were down and they were trying to score, so they had to pull a goalie.
Yeah.
Don't be down.
Don't get down.
Because look, Ottawa's got 46 points. Toronto has got 62 right now. So obviously, in the standings, Toronto's a way better team.
Correct.
So, and I want to say that they played 3 times this year, at least 2, and both times Toronto's lost to them.
Listen, man, it's kind of like what we seen in what's that game, that Atlanta and the Falcons and the New Orleans Saints, when Jameis Winston, they on the goal line. He said, "Yo, my running back needs to get one." Listen, stop him.
But I'll say this.
Go ahead, Dan.
You can go back and look this up on YouTube. I want to say it was the Stars versus Edmonton. in Edmonton. It might have been a playoff game, but this is going back years. But the dude had an empty net, and he casually brings it in and was going to backhand it into the net because they were up a goal. That would have given him a 2-goal lead. It rolls off the end of his stick. He misses the net. Edmonton gets the puck. They go down the other way. Boom, they score, they tie, and then they win it in overtime or whatever it was. And it's like one of the all-time blunders, in hockey, where you have a given goal and somehow you manage to miss it, and then karma's a bitch. They go down and score and end up winning the game later. That's rough, and it's a highlight that's shown quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But getting back to like the poll and all that, like Leafs, like I said, they're 11, and Riley got that 5-game suspension for cross-checking the dude in the face, and he's appealing it. We'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
But Toronto's a position where they're 7th in the East, or the Eastern Conference. They need all the points they can get because they're only 2 points ahead of Detroit and 4 points against Jersey. So having him out's a huge impact to their team, though they did win the first game without him. But then Flyers, they're number 12. They were a 5-5-0 in their last 10.
They've been struggling now a little bit, Well, coming back down to earth because we didn't expect this from the new Broad Street Bullies.
They're 5th in the East.
Okay.
So and right now they're up on Toronto. So, and they actually did, and I don't understand this. Like, you go in with alternate captains for the year, and 30 games left in the season. Oh yeah, you know what, Sean Cordier, you're going to be the captain for the rest of the year.
Well, why do that though? Why change?
I don't know. I don't get it, but Torts figured out that's the leader and the guys that respond to him. So,
okay.
They put the C on his chest. I think he's the 20th captain in their history.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's a lot of big names on that list that were captains. Bobby Clark and those guys.
Bobby Clark was Eric Lindros.
Yeah, the Legion of Doom.
Yes,
awesome line. But at 13, I got the Lightning. They've actually been playing well, 7-3-0. I mean, the only thing I can say bad about the Lightning is, I don't know if you watched the skills challenge in the NHL the other day when it was on, and the effort that Kucherov gave and the obstacle course thing or whatever was, I don't know. Like, if that's the effort you're going to give, just stay home. It was bad. It was bad.
It's kind of safe to say that you was not impressed.
Well, it's an honor to be there. You're the best of the best.
Dan, I think your expectation is.
Sound like that other. Sound like
these other leagues.
Hey, we're not talking about the flag football game.
I think your expectations.
We know
skills challenge.
You need to come down a little bit right about here. Yeah.
But my thing is, if you don't want to be there,
bro, I don't understand
take your
these
1 game
guys.
suspension coming back.
Yeah.
After the break, and just stay home.
It used to be a thing where these guys, it's. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And then I got the Red Wings at 14, 6-3-1 in their last 10. They've actually, to me, they have kind of surpassed the building period. Like the project of building a team, rebuilding a team, because they struggled. That they traded a lot of players away, and went into rebuild mode, and they're way ahead of schedule.
If the season stops today, they would make it, right?
Yep, they're in.
Yeah, they're in, right? Mm-hmm.
And they're ahead of Jersey, they're ahead of the Islanders, they're ahead of the Capitals, they're ahead of the Penguins. So
speaking of the Penguins, let me just ask you a question real quick. The trade deadline's coming up. What do you March 8th, I believe?
Yep.
What do you think is going to think? First of all, I didn't mean to cut you off on you.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Do you see anything, anything popping off trade deadline, big stars, anything happening, any potential moves?
Well, there was probably one that was going to happen, but it's not going to happen now.
Okay.
Because Getzel got hurt the other night. He's out 3 to 4 weeks.
Getzel, that's the guy from Pittsburgh, right?
Yep. Yeah. So he's unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. So they can't move him. He's injured. And that was like one of the only players that, that doesn't have a no trade and all that other good stuff. So they could have moved him. And I heard, rumblings about possibly Edmonton, as a landing spot for him. Now, you run the risk that you really can't trade him, but now you have to really either re-sign him or he walks for free.
Wow.
Or you find a team that will take him while he's injured and a lot less value. Because they were, what was it? Giroux went to Ottawa. They got a first, a third, I think it was, and like a prospect. I think they got Owen Tippett in that deal. First round pick and a third, I think. So, they could have got, good return for him, but now he's on the shelf. The other ones, like we all saw the Doritos commercial, right? The two old ladies.
Yeah.
That's Carlson and Letang for me. It's the same player riding around in scooters, just, rubbing people into the shelving. They don't really hit anybody. They really don't do anything physically or defensively. And they cough the puck up constantly. Like, for me, this is like the way they're playing now. It's like, look, there's rumors said going because McKinnon from the Avalanche is from the same city that Sid's from, Cole Harbor. There's talk about him going possibly to the Avalanche. Malkin said, look, I don't have the same, speed that I have, but, they signed all these guys to like 2-3 year contracts. And, I want Sid to stay, but at the same time, it might be time to just be like, we need to move whoever we can move to wherever they want, give them a chance to win, and this start to rebuild now. Because adding somebody's not going to change them, because they added like 9 new guys this year, and it's the same MO.
Yeah,
like they're plus 30 in goals as a team, and they're still 23-20.
I mean, adding 9 players, man. I mean, that's kind of hard to do. I don't care what league, and to get continuity and to establish that type of
and get player together and mesh together at the same time. That's a lot.
Their power play has been horrible this year.
I can imagine.
It is what it is. But and I got the Kings at 15. They were 3-5-2 in their last 10. They did fire their coach. I think it was Todd McClellan was their coach before, and they got the interim coach now, Jim Hillier. So it's going to take some time for him to implement what he's doing or wants to do. And then at 16, I got the Blues. They've been playing well as of late, 7-3-0. And, just some tidbits or news throughout the league. The Blue Jackets, they did fire their GM, I believe, yesterday.
Yeah, awful organization. The coach,
Jarmo Kekalainen was his name.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, they had some decent teams a few years ago. That's probably the last time we won a playoff series is when we played them. And that was, and they beat Tampa, who was the President Cup trophy team the one year. They swept them 4-0. And they got good players. It's just, I don't get it. I don't understand how they can't. It's
their own way.
Yeah, it's like on paper, you're like, this should be a good team. But chemistry and play and that kind of thing, it just doesn't work. It's not working out. So it's like, a lot of times you got to figure out, you don't need, top name players. You need role players, someone to play a specific role, a specific style, and that hard work and all that stuff outweighs the big name or the guy that's the talented guy.
Right.
So they struggled. Like Gaudreau signed there from Calgary. Was it 2 years ago now? And he struggled there. Lonnie came from Winnipeg. He had a good, I think, first year. Then he's kind of struggled. They got Wenberg, Jenner. They got players, but for whatever reason, they just can't put it together. So obviously, they're going to have to make some moves, probably to trade deadline.
Right.
Whether it's moving out some expiring contracts and whatnot, and bring up some of the young kids from the AHL and see what they got, and then figure it out in the offseason, how they want to build. But in other news, Yager turned 52 today. Jaromir Jagr, the ex-Penguin, Ranger, Capital, Florida. He played on every team.
52, and he's still playing, right?
It's his 36th professional season.
Yo, man, you talking about don't want to
That's
ever
crazy.
Give it up. Yo, shout outs to Jaromir Jagr, man. That dude.
So he went back to the Czech Republic, and he plays for his hometown team. And I think he owns part of it for that. Was it Kladno? I think it is. But I think Sunday they're retiring his jersey in Pittsburgh.
I was about to say. I was just about to ask it. Is his jersey retired? Why it take so long?
That's my opinion. It was the way it ended when they moved him out. Just difference of opinion from team and player, whatever. And because there was talk about 10 years ago when he was still, somewhat younger, that bringing him in and having him, for a playoff push. But, it never materialized, for whatever reason. But, yeah, I just think there were some hard feelings, when he moved on.
How many numbers? Whose numbers are retired up there? Of course, Lemieux.
There's probably five. And I'm
in your opinion, because I'm going somewhere with this when we go to the basketball segment, or as a Penguins fan, do you think all of them are justifiably so to be? Because I think nowadays we retire anybody's jersey. In my opinion,
I do, just because the older guys that they retired had a strong impact on the franchise itself.
Okay,
Lemieux, saved the city, then he saved the team, and Jagr was part of that. He was, for the better part of his career when he played at Pittsburgh, he was a huge impact on the team and how they performed and how they played and winning cups. So whatever, and it doesn't matter where he played. They have the whole traveling Jagrs, when he was still in the NHL, they would have all, I don't know how many, it's got to be 9 teams he played for, but they had a guy in each jersey for each team he played for when they would travel. And they would, whatever venue that they were at, they would show up and, root him on. So I think he's justified.
So according to our great producer and statistician, because he's also a stat guy, he says there's going to be 3. There's going to be Lemieux, of course, and then there's a gentleman by the name of Michel Briere who tragically passed away in a car accident, and that's why they retired his number 21. And
I was gonna say, I don't think there was many.
Yeah. Well, there's some franchises they putting up statues and retiring numbers and everything on whatever, but. Yeah. We'll get to that. Dan,
money grab.
Yep. I only got 2 more points.
All right, go ahead.
And one is the Penguins are playing Chicago tonight in Chicago, and Bedard is going to make his appearance. He's supposed to play tonight after returning from his broken jaw, and I'm willing to say that Chicago beats us tonight. Just saying it.
The fire sale begins.
I I'm all for it. You know, it used to be, you know, the Pirates would suck and we're like, oh, we got the Steelers. You know, oh, we got the Penguins. And now all three are shit in the bed. And it's just, yeah, get it over with. Let's go. And then I did see, was it Bucci Gross from ESPN on Twitter. I'm assuming this should probably happen next year. Like this weekend, is it the Rangers? Or not the Rangers, but the Devils. And shit, who's the other team? But they're playing in the Stadium Series at MetLife.
Yes. And
I saw his tweet about next year, 2025, March, that Columbus is going to play the Detroit Red Wings at Ohio State University in the shoe in the outdoor Stadium Series game.
That's going to be pretty dope. Yeah.
And, you know, hopefully Columbus isn't as terrible as they are right now when that happens.
Yeah. Hopefully, like you said, that'll make for the game to be good. If, of course,
you know, and like I said, Detroit's, you know, made an amazing turnaround. Like they're 27, 19, and 6. So we'll see. You know, hopefully that comes about. I think that would be an awesome venue. And that place holds a ton of people. Just for football.
Yeah. Before you go, they have got that NHL has gotten that right on the Stadium Series thing of historic venues and over the years, you know, Yankee Stadium, Wrigley Field. Last year, what was it? 2 years ago in Minnesota when it's like minus like 25 and it was playing and it was Minnesota was playing. I forgot what it was saying, but they had on Minnesota had on the Wild had on. To me, they had like the throwback to where the colors of where the North Stars were there. And I want to say they was playing St. Louis, man. So they played in the stadium where the Twins play at, man. So they've gotten the NHL has gotten it right when it comes to the Stadium Series, man. So salute to the NHL and Gary Bettman. I know Dan really loves Gary Bettman. Mr. Bettman.
But they are playing Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. He's Dan K with NHL hockey and all the hockey news. Thank you, Dan, for the hockey segment. Appreciate you, bro, man. Let's move on to the NFL, the Super Bowl. Hey, we enjoyed the Super Bowl on this past Sunday. As we know, the Kansas City Chiefs, they defeated the San Francisco 49ers. Just a note, prayers for the victims. I think there was one victim that was shot during the parade, which is totally just crazy. And a special shout out to that dude, to the Good Samaritan that pounced on the alleged subject. But shout out to that guy, man, who really pounced into action and he ran towards the action and simultaneously took that gentleman into custody, man. So, but prayers for I think she was the victim, the only lone victim that lost her life. She was a radio personality in Kansas City, and you're out and about, and it's just so sad, man. Some prayers for that. Unfortunately, they turned a momentous, a great day into something very tragic, man. So, you know, shout out to the victims, and hopefully they will heal and all that stuff. And those people that are responsible, they'll be brought to justice, man. So shout out to that. But let's get to the sports news. Coach Wilkes is out of a job yesterday. 1 year after being the 49ers defensive coordinator, all of a sudden they have come to say that this is all his fault. And yes, I'm saying this with a tone. I'm saying this with some attitude.
It's bullshit. That's the attitude that needs to be said. It's bullshit.
Go ahead, Eric.
I don't understand. Okay. I don't understand. Of course, they need a scapegoat. But how do you just have one guy on defense, the defensive coordinator, who basically was responsible for putting his players in place, even when his most energized player went down with injury, no doubt. Still kept San Fran in this game because we know, regardless of who's on the other side with Patrick Mahomes, we know how that offense can be. And when there was times where it seems like Kansas City was going to get on a roll, the San Fran defense answered. But yet on the offensive end, where the head coach is supposed to be so prolific, you wet the bed, you shit the bed, and yet you still have a job. I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm not gonna go too left or too right. It's just absolute bullshit, Kev. That's just my opinion on it.
Well, as we say that, Junior, roll the tape of Coach Kyle Shanahan as he explains why Coach Steve Wilkes is gone. Go ahead.
A couple things yesterday that wasn't ready to talk about yet because I wasn't sure which direction I was going to go. But sleeping on this for a few nights and trying to come up with a few tough decisions. But this morning I relieved Steve Wilkes of his duties. Going to end up making a change here, defensive coordinator, and really tough decision because really says nothing about Steve as a man or as a football coach. I mean, he's exactly what we wanted as a man. He is a great football coach. But just where we're going and where we're at with our team from a scheme standpoint and things like that, looking through it all throughout the year to these last few.
Yeah, Junior, you can cut it. You can cut it because you know what this sounded like. You know what this sounded. He kept on saying he's a great coach. He's a great coach. He's a great coach. He's a great coach. But you fired the great coach. Dan, you're muted. $5. Go ahead and give me $5, dog. There you go.
I got 5 on it.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
But I saw somewhere where Shanahan called a timeout late in the game or whatever because he was upset with the way the defense was aligned or whatever. And my thing is you didn't lose the Super Bowl because of your defense.
Nope.
You lost the Super Bowl because the third quarter you forgot. All I got to do is, here you go, Christian. Take off. Here you go.
Say it again, Dan.
Here
say
you
it
go.
one more time. There you go.
You know, granted, he touched the ball 30 times in that game, and they ran like 70-some plays. But at the end of the day, what do you do to a prolific offense? You make them watch.
Make them watch. Slow them down.
You take the air out of the ball. You run the shit out of it, and you make them have limited. That's what Kansas City did to Baltimore.
That's what the 1990 Giants did to the Buffalo Bills. We let Otis Anderson run the ball all night. We didn't give Jim Kelly an opportunity to be prolific. We handle how many times they got the ball. Go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
No, I'm like, but that's my thing is like, you know, it's you're passing blame onto the defensive coordinator because, you know, you lost the game. And that's not what lost you the game. You know, it was the biggest play of that game was your special teams. They blocked the extra point. That would have changed the entire outcome of that game because at the end of the game, they didn't have to kick a field goal to tie the game, the Chiefs. They would have had to score a touchdown because that 1 point differential. But no, they kick the field goal, they tie the game, they go to overtime. And my other thing is you're this great, awesome guru, head coach, offensive guy.
Yeah.
But you don't know the fucking overtime rules. Like even your players, they had mic'd up players going, if we score, is the game over, or do they get the ball?
But Dan, if you remember the official, I forgot the official's name. He said the rules pretty much during the coin toss. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, it's a brand new game. First team goes down and scores a field goal, and they match it. It's still a game. Blah, blah.
They could have scored a touchdown, and Kansas City still got the ball.
Yep.
And my thing is, you know, like there's millions of videos of that coin toss, and you see there's the one with Patrick Mahomes where he calls the other guy calls Warner calls the coin toss. The toss says tails, and then he goes, "All right, it's tails," and he goes, "We want the ball," and you see Patrick Mahomes go, "We're kicking that way," like. Even the ref was like, "You want the ball?" "Yeah, we want the ball." And it's like, all the talk that I saw was like Kansas City. Frazier is the guy, analytic coach and rule change guy that addresses the team. And since the playoffs started, they've talked about this, and they're like, even if we win, we're going to defer the ball because then we know what we have to do to win the game. And the big point that they had, all these talking bubbleheads, was you took the ball first. Even if you score a touchdown, Mahomes knows what he needs. And not only does he have 3 downs, now he has 4. Because they know what we need to do to, end this game. So anytime it was 4th and 1, they're going. So to me, it was like, that whole process, decision making. Is this the same guy that lost to the Patriots when they were up 28-3?
Yeah, he was the offensive coordinator. Yeah, but
okay. Just checking.
Yo, first of all, Kev, Dan,
Go ahead.
I don't give a fuck. I hope Mama's not watching.
She
don't
is.
give a fuck.
Hi, Mom.
She is in the comments.
If they scored first, they scored second. It doesn't matter. The object is you score. Hopefully, your mindset should be score a touchdown. Your other mindset on the defense should be I need to stop this team. We stop them, game over, because they have to score. Yes, he may know Mahomes. Yeah, Mahomes know what he needs to do. Fine, you know also what you need to do. And is it me?
But that's the strategy of the new overtime, though, is both teams get the ball. Because it used to be if you scored a touchdown, the shit was over.
Right.
And I'm fine with that. You could get the ball. That's cool. You get the ball.
The strategy is you know what you need to win. So they know they hold them to a field goal. So like you have the ball first, and say you get tripped up at the 45. Are you going to kick that long ass field goal? Because if you miss, now it's at the 50, and you're giving that team a short field to score a field goal to win the game.
But
this is why you got to play the game. Go ahead.
I push back on that because their defense was balling the whole game. Correct. They only let up 19 points during the whole game. So if they go down there, whether they scored a field goal or a touchdown, they should have scored a touchdown, my opinion. But they couldn't get it done. All right, so they got the field goal. So. And remember, their defense on the last couple of plays, there was gas, my opinion, if you saw them, because they was on the field a lot during that last portion of the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. So, I've been hearing this about I guess this is unprecedented where we're talking about the corner. The object, like D-Dub says, score. If the Niners score a touchdown, then what? Yeah, they got to go down there and score. And who's to say that they don't? Now, had this game would have been ended with San Francisco with the old the
game should be the game should be over.
People will be crying.
They
didn't get
if it goes back to the old rules. If San Francisco got the ball, kick the field goal, game is over.
Yep.
Old rules. I'm talking old rules.
They would have been crying. They would have been crying.
Yep.
Mahomes didn't get.
He didn't get the ball. This is the bullshit though.
So go ahead.
Because we changed the rules because this is the Josh Allen rule. Well, we changed the whole playoff rule with guys getting the ball. Realistically, old rules, San Francisco wins Super Bowl. This is a wrap. But we changed it because because of the Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes duel, and then everybody started crying that Josh Allen didn't get a chance to showcase his talent. And it's like, come on, dog. But this is where we at. So, okay, now fast forward. All I'm saying is it doesn't matter if he first, last, the whole thing is okay. If you scored, your defense got to stop the offense or whatever they do. That's it. They score if they score a touchdown, then you know that's on y'all. Y'all didn't do enough to win the game on defense. But let me get back to Wilkes. Wilkes is again raw deal. It wasn't his fault, but they looked to him. And Shanahan again, when the Super Bowl was over, I said, "Yo, Shanahan has a lot of questions to answer," and I still don't think he answered any questions. His thing, he didn't answer nothing. Why he stopped running the ball in the third quarter? I don't think I've heard anything. Why he decided to let Brock Purdy try to become Joe Montana? I don't understand. But that's no here nor there. But I think Wilkes, hopefully he'll land on his feet and get a real opportunity. I think he coached well, well enough for that game for them to win. And I think he again raw deal and scapegoat. But this is such as the NFL. So
the idiot owner here, he should have been the head coach of the Charlotte team.
Oh
Yep.
He should never been.
He should never left. That's a good point, Dan. Yes.
Should have never left. Anything else on this move, the Niners move, the whining, boohoo, whining, crying now?
Yeah, boohoo, whining, crying.
Go ahead.
Fuck out of here.
Nah, I think what it is though, and I agree with D-Dubs about the whole it doesn't matter. I think it was just them being that this is unprecedented waters. This was the first time that this has happened or whatever. Being that Patrick Mahomes got on the mic and said their strategy was that even if San Fran would have scored a touchdown, they would have went for two. They wasn't playing for no ties. So
that's easy to say.
Because well, yeah. All I'm saying is everybody gravitated towards because it's Patrick Mahomes. So
cool. I'm cool with that. If that's his mindset, here again. If that's your mindset to win the game, I hear what you're saying, Kev. It's easy to say, yeah. But my thing is, what's the mindset of the coaches and the team at that time? Yeah, I know you're trying to win the game. Are you really trying? Because if you don't get them 2 points, and then San Francisco goes back down, then you still gonna be crying, talking about you didn't get opportunity, blah blah blah. So
it's so easy to say that.
Easy to say. I just wish they go back to the old way. And you know what? Coin toss, flip. You have 4 quarters to get the job done. It was a standstill or what was it? A standstill.
Oh, so you want walk-up touchdowns and walk-up field goals?
Yeah, that's how it was back in the day. That's how it was. And none of this stuff. This is again, everybody gets the trophy. This is what we doing. Hey, everybody gets the trophy award. Everybody gets the trophy.
You want to fix
except
overtime?
For the defense.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just say you want to fix overtime. 1 15-minute quarter.
Oh no, safety. The safety of the players. No, sir. No. Go ahead.
It's the Super Bowl. It's not the regular season. Play a 15-minute quarter. If they're tied after that, then you play a full another quarter.
I think that's what it is. They played 15. They only had a few. If you think about it, they only had a few minutes left, and they would have rested, and then they would have played another.
They scored with 4 seconds left. So if they didn't score, all they do is turn around, march down the other side of the field like it was the second quarter, and they would have had the ball on the 4-yard line, just facing the other way.
Yeah,
they should play the full period.
Right. What I don't want is the college. I hate college's overtime. That thing
25-yard line bullshit. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
That is totally whack.
I could go for that too, Dan. But these guys they complain about everything. Boo-hoo, whine, and cry about every freaking thing. Yeah, I can't do it. Safety. Yeah. All that.
Oh, I got.
So I will just say this real quick: is that at least Patrick Mahomes said they had a plan. I didn't hear San Fran. None of their players said they had a plan.
They don't even know the rules. I don't understand.
You saw the video on the sideline.
I guess Yeah, I guess that's Steve Wilkes. I guess that's why he got fired too. Because
he's the guy that said, "Warren, we want the ball."
Yep.
Or Warner, we want the ball. No, that wasn't him. That was the other idiot. But that's my thing. If you watch that video, Mahomes is like, yeah, they're calling the thing. We're deferring, right? Which way you want to kick? Like, they already knew what they were doing. Whether they won that toss or not, they were not taking the football. And because they knew what the rules were. And like, I watched the New Heights podcast this morning, and they talked about it on there. It was like, I forget his first name, but this Frazier guy's the analytics guy. They talk completely about it. Like the entire playoffs, what they would do in overtime in each of those situations, whether it was regular playoffs or the Super Bowl. So they knew what they were going to do.
Well, sounds like you need a plan. Yeah, wow.
That's coaching.
That's the head coach.
Yeah.
But everybody's telling me that Shanahan's the best, best in the business. So I mean,
in regular season, would they choke 3 in the last 10?
Yeah. Go ahead, Ken.
We have to end this NFL segment. Yes, we'll probably get back to more of it next week. Pretty sure there'll be more after that aftermath. Steve Wilkes, he loses his job, and the Niners are 0 in their last 3 Super Bowls, and it's been 29 years since they last lost a Super Bowl. Think about that. People don't think about this. 29 years, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
They lost their last 3. So
they've been to the big dance and keep losing.
Man, can't keep losing, man. Let's move on to the NBA, the National Basketball Association. A couple of things out of there. My New York Knicks the other day, man. They was a victim of a bad call. Let me read this. New York Knicks star point guard Jalen Brunson addressed the questionable late foul call that propelled the Houston Rockets to a 105-103 home win on Monday night. With the game tied at 103, Rockets guard Aaron Holiday squared up for a 3-point jumper on the wing as time was expiring. Brunson rushed out to contest the shot, and although contact appeared negligible at best, the Knicks guard was called for a foul with 1/10 of a second remaining. Brunson couldn't believe the call, and neither could coach Tom Thibodeau. Holiday made 2 of the 3 free throw attempts, and the Rockets escaped with a 2-point upset victory. When asked about the foul after the game, Knicks guard refused to open up the proverbial can of worms. He said, "Great call. Next question." Brunson said repeatedly after each question about the foul call. Thibodeau responded in a similar manner when asked about the late game. Officiating, tough way to lose a game, he said repeatedly. Thibodeau was then asked directly if he thought Brunson fouled Holiday, which he responded to directly, but without too much direct criticism that would get him fined. You look at it, he said, as he shook his head. Basically, if you saw the game, the Knicks, basically, in my opinion, they got robbed. No touch foul, and somebody saw a foul or whatever. But here's my thing. Why can't we do replay on that? Riddle me that. This.
Didn't they do the same damn thing with Steph Curry, where he shot a 3-pointer and he got a foul called, and they went and reviewed it, and they said that he stuck his leg out, and they reversed the call and they called it on Curry. So I don't understand why they couldn't review it. Like, it sounds like they've done it before.
I thought they didn't review it. I thought they reviewed it and still got it wrong.
I'm not sure. I was just told, because I actually watched the game. I was like, wait a minute, there's no foul here. And I said, that's whack. Somebody fact check for me. They might have, but still, if you review it and got it wrong, oh my God, that's awful.
Well, the Knicks filed what is it, a review or whatever they do, like, to the league about the call being, because even the refs afterwards said it was wrong.
Yeah, they did that earlier in the week, I think.
The Knicks didn't have any more challenges or some stupidness like that.
Yeah. Man. Well, they actually
they just get the call right.
At that point of the game, under a minute, that should just be a review by the league, not a challenge.
Exactly.
So
I agree.
With that said, right? So the Knicks protested the game, and in all my years of living, all the professional sports, I have only one time seen a protest be actually honored. And if you remember, I want to say it was back in 1983, the pine tar incident between the the Yankees and the Kansas City Royals.
George Brett.
And, yeah, George Brett. You want to look it up, Google it. Just put the 1983 pine tar game. It was a stupid MLB rule where you couldn't have pine tar above the trademark of your handle. They go out there, Goose Gossage, and I forgot who was the Yankee catcher at the time. They go out there, they look at the bat, they say, "Hey, this bat has pine tar above it." And Brett hit a home run, or go ahead home run. He just hit a home run. The umpire said, "Hey, look at this." He yelled it out, and George Brett came screaming out the dugout.
Meanwhile, that had to be the most iconic.
Yes.
He lost the ship. There's no doubt.
That was iconic. But
go ahead, D. As Junior Cruz of the Knicks play there.
Yeah, man. I'm with E though, man. Just to get it right, man. The Knicks was down like 12
yeah,
points.
They was playing really uninspired basketball, and then they came back.
I didn't even I looked at the score before. I think it was Monday night. I looked at the score. I said, "Oh, I'm not watching this shit." And I get up the next day and I hear how they came back. I think Monday they was down 10 when I seen. I was like, I am feel like watching. And they came back. I heard down 12, as much as 12.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I see this call, and I'm like, man, dog. I mean, it was something ridiculous, but it's part of it, and
yeah. Let's roll the tape, Junior. Junior, roll the tape, sir. All right. Brunson can't believe it.
Yeah, come on.
Didn't even touch him, dog.
Yeah.
If anything, they do put his forearm out to get the contact.
Look at that. For those on the podcast side, make sure you go and Google Knicks versus Houston on Monday night, February 12th, where the Knicks got cheated.
Yeah, they definitely.
If I'm Thibodeau, and Lord knows I'm not, but if I'm Thibodeau, I would use this footage right here. Look at this whole game. This is what happens when, like Kev said earlier, you play uninspired basketball for 3.5 quarters and you come crawling back and then you leave stuff in the hands of the officials. Had you come out playing New York Knicks basketball from the gate, you wouldn't even subject yourself to anything like this, because the Knicks have been rolling and the Rockets had no business being in the game with the Knicks. So,
in the words of my main man on Walt Clyde Frazier, the Knicks were rolling and the Rockets were strolling. And because you know how Walt Clyde Frazier likes to rhyme. Yeah, and I watched it after we finished up Monday night on 4th and Short. Absolutely. I turned on the Knicks and did some editing, and I said, well, the Knicks are down. I said, well, I just kept looking at, and I was like, wow, that is really a bunch of whatever, man. Let me get to the power rankings real quick. The Celtics like beat the brakes off of Brooklyn last night by like 50. I looked up the score was like 100-55.
I didn't watch that either.
I didn't watch it either, but I just saw the ticker. I was like, man, Brooklyn is awful, man. Jay-Z got them on that one, man. Hov, you got them.
Fleeced them.
You got them
again.
Yeah, you fleeced them, Hov. You got them. You got them on for sure.
Moving back to Jersey.
Yeah,
to the Prudential Center. Yeah,
that's what I said. I said there's no reason for
Brooklyn.
Going back to Cali.
Yeah. They going back to Jersey, bro.
I don't think so.
Go back over the bridge. That's where y'all need to go.
I said, yeah. All right. So Ant-Man and Timberwolves at number 2. This is all according to CBS Sports. The Cavaliers, they're number 3. The Pelicans are number 4. They're playing some inspired basketball. The Clippers are number 5. Phoenix Suns number 6. Mavericks number 7. Milwaukee Bucks. They've lost the last 2 or 3, and guess who's the coach? I'll be mute.
Boy.
Oh boy.
I want Ryan on this show when Milwaukee goes out in that first round. Talk about it.
Oh, no, when the players are on, Ryan comes on. Ryan does come on every week until the finals is done. So
they're 4-6 in the last 10.
Yeah. So, where was that? The Bucks, the Thunder. The Thunder's like my adopted team. Shout out to them, man. They're playing. They down 6 from last week. The Nuggets down 6 from last week. The Knicks are number 11. The Kings are 12. The Los Angeles Lakers are 13. I'm about to talk about them in depth a little bit. And look at this. The Golden State Warriors are 14. They are coming up. The Miami Heat are 15, and the Philadelphia 76ers are number 16. So, leading to what I was going to say, there was some chatter, there was some talk that LeBron James, what is he? He is the self-proclaimed greatest of all time. The King, not the King, the King. They like K-A-N-G, King. Anyway, there was some reports, and this is from their clutch propaganda, that he was trying to team up with Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. And I saw the funniest TikTok. I don't know if y'all saw this one where this guy was imitating like he was LeBron, and he was like, "Yeah, I got the call from hey, bro, I'm about to join you." And he was like, "Nah, bro, nah." It fell through. He was just really like devastated, man. But yeah, I don't see how they thought that was going to work. One, and I think this is more of clutch, and I think this is just more of Mr. James, because I thought he loved LA. I thought this was his squad he put together. Am I right?
Wasn't it though I was gonna say
I thought it was Golden State that pitched the trade, and the Lakers and the Kang shut it down.
Well, I keep on hearing refuting reports. They're saying it's the Lakers and Clutch camp.
Yeah.
So
our super producer just said, Golden State put in that trade, man. I wish they would have won it. I wish it would have went through. You know why? Because I would love to hear all the KD haters scream and shout when the King goes to Golden State. I wonder if he would have got the same sauce, but whatever, man.
I just wanted to see Draymond and him go at it in practice. That would have been worth the price of admission.
Okay, the Warriors,
they're best buddies, so.
No, they're base buddies because Draymond belongs to Clutch, to LeBron's.
So we get into
we know what y'all clutching over there at Clutch Sports.
D-Dub, well, you look perplexed over there. You don't have nothing to say.
I ain't got nothing to say about this, Kev. I think this is all some bullshit. This is all clown shit, man. And there's a bunch of clowns, man. These guys are like. It's so corny, man. I'm so ready for these guys to get out the league. I mean,
even Steph,
all of them. It's just
Steph, KD. Who else you ready to get rid of?
All these guys that are just so happy. You know, they're just so fun. It's so buddy. We all, you know.
They say you got hater energy, bro.
I got the hate energy. Yes, I am. I own it. You ain't saying nothing to me.
He owns it and he wears it.
I own it and wear it.
Hey,
and it smells great.
Super producer.
Who is toxic tonight?
Yeah.
Hey, Junior, can you pull up exactly what the trade offer was? Because I haven't seen that anywhere. I would love to see what the trade package was. I just just for shits and giggles, man.
I'm just so sick.
Well, you know what kills me? I don't know. Maybe we're just the old guys, but what happened to not even wanting to trade within your division? Like they're in the same division. Why would Golden State
before he does it, let me dive into the other thing that we was going to talk about real quick. Kyle Kuzma, he was offered to go to Dallas, and he told Dallas, "Oh, Kuzma,
Kyle Kuzma.
Nobody give a fuck about no Kyle Kuzma. Get the fuck out of here."
Wait a minute.
No, but you gotta hear this one though. He didn't want to go.
He wants to build in Washington. I heard
he wants to build. Yeah.
He gonna build all right with all the bricks they laying out over there. Come on, man.
Between him and Jordan,
him and his man.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Man, I read that the other day, and he said he didn't want to go because he wanted to build something there. I was like, so you want to have an opportunity to go there? I mean, I get it. You got traded. LeBron traded you. You won your little bubble chip. And And to me, it just goes to show how some of these guys, some of the today's, I'll say the NBA players, man, to me, they're just not as hungry, man. And I get it. The money has changed everything, man. The guaranteed contracts has changed.
It has messed up the game so bad.
Everything. Look at Ben Simmons. Shout out to my main man,
Steel Simmons. That's what he should be. Steel Simmons. That's his new name, Steel.
Shout out to my main man's Cam and Mace, man. Yo, Cam had like a bar where he talked about Ben Simmons.
Yo, I don't play. The dude don't play. I'm sick of I'm sick of all of them, to be honest with you. And again, we do it because this is our job. We got to cover it, and that's fine. But I will voice my opinion about this foolishness that's going on in the NBA, and eventually it will stop. Hopefully with these guys getting older and aging out, because that's where we got to pray that they age out and get out. Because right now, I mean, the NBA has Adam Silver has to stop being these guys' friends, man. Because this is what we're here. We this what's it, the player empowerment, all this foolishness. And
yeah, the player empowerment, definitely. So our producer asked a question. He said, "What league?" And y'all can chime in the comments too. What league has players that are hungry? So Junior, you saying that none of them are hungry? That's what it sounds like to me.
No, what league? Football still, you got to play for something. I still love
you got to play for something. Yeah,
that's why the majority of America loves football, because you have to earn your way. There's nobody here that goes on a job and you're guaranteed a check.
You go ahead and get 3 performance reviews bad in a row. You'll be out of there. That's any place you work.
Or don't go to work, or use all your PTO. How much? Yeah. So see where that money goes.
But Ben Simmons, Ben Steelings, or whatever they call him,
Steel Simmons. That's my new nickname. Steel Simmons. Go ahead. Steel Simmons. If I hear it somewhere else, I know y'all watching. Thank you.
You heard it right here. Steel Simmons.
Steel Simmons is out there stealing.
Woo.
And not playing. And you know what? They took advantage of the game, and that's just what it is.
The empowerment of the athlete. You heard likes like Colin Cowherd on his show saying, "Yo, this is the best thing for the league." No, there needs to be some hierarchy and there needs to be some balance. And that's why, to me, in my opinion, the NBA is out of whack.
And it's going to tell on itself this weekend. This weekend? I think it's the All-Star game weekend. Is it this weekend?
Yeah, and we're sending you. Did you know that?
Oh, thank you.
I'm just joking.
I feel for you, D.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'll be at the hotel room. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's punishment.
I mean, watching a bunch of.
I did not say Eric, because Eric gave me that look like.
Yeah.
Dog, you better not send me.
I would have had a black screen the whole damn time.
Yeah.
We got Eric. He was reporting from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have a better chance of finding me at the Thunderdome at the McAfee show than at the festivities.
Yeah. Speaking of McAfee, man, somebody called McAfee out there. I just read not Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
What's the other Simmons dude that used to be on TV?
Who?
Richard?
Not Richard Simmons. No, Simmons.
Dan, I hate you. You're a jerk off, bro.
The other white guy that's Simmons.
From who? What sport?
Bill Simmons.
Bill Simmons. Thank you, sir.
Bill
Thank
Simmons.
you.
Yeah, the former on HBO. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I have to read that article, but he was talking something hellified against McAfee and how McAfee's show is taking a turn for whatever reason.
Well, my opinion, again, we all said it was going to happen with McAfee, because McAfee did what? He teamed up with the 4-letter network, and now he can't.
The network.
WWE blood money. Took the blood money.
He can't be authentically himself. Yeah. And shout out to all the content creators, whatever genre you're doing. Yo, it's something to remain independent and to produce your own content. You don't have somebody in your ear talking. Oh, but you got a producer in your ear. I said, but he works with us.
Yeah. See the difference? You see the difference? Yeah. But yeah, Kev. Yeah, the NBA, man. Yeah, again, I have to do my due diligence and watch. But yeah, the whole this whole trade nonsense. That's what they ain't got nothing else to talk about. And for you
Headline
notice,
grabber.
These two teams that we talk about, the Lakers and Golden State, they ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. But we find a way how to get them in the like this. What they talking about? That's like, why are we talking about this team? Why are we talking about these two teams? Ain't going nowhere.
Well, they're going to add 4 more teams to the play-in games. That way they can get them in there.
Make sure. Get 15 and 15. Might as well. Yeah, just go ahead and get the whole league in there.
Meanwhile, Ant-Man is doing this thing for the Timberwolves.
Boston.
Meanwhile, yes, SGA doing this thing for Oklahoma City.
Yeah. The Clippers. Even the Clippers. The Clippers.
Even the Clippers. Zion has turned it around for whatever said, but I know we had this argument last time, and I know Junior said we need to hang on, and Junior, not only Junior, but Ryan said we need to hang on to the stars. Okay, we'll keep hanging on. I'll keep hanging on. We'll keep hanging on. Let me go get some more happy.
Right on out the window.
I just had a question.
Yeah, go.
Looking at some of the stuff online, and then I come across that the Clippers, PJ Tucker got fined $75K.
Yes,
for public trade demands
because he ain't being used. He's first of all, he's.
Well, I don't give a shit what's going on, like as far as the team and how they're using him and all that shit. If he's unhappy and says, "Man, I want to play somewhere else," someone please trade for me, and you're gonna fine the guy $75K for saying that.
But meanwhile, you got the superstars that say it all the time and as publicly.
But that's what I'm saying.
I never seen them get fined.
You see that in
every
sport.
Owners. You got owners who publicly call out their players and say how their positions is not worthy for the money that they're demanding. Nothing is said about them.
But so you can't say that you're unhappy where you're at and you'd like to go somewhere else and let it be known. That's a $75K fine.
You got to keep it hush hush there.
Well, Kevin, I am unhappy.
I'm pretty sure.
Could you please trade me?
Okay, where you want to go?
No, I'm waiting for the $75K fine.
I'll give you $75.
You know what I mean? To me, that's asinine. Because that's like a football player.
Absolutely.
Antonio Brown comes to mind everywhere he played. Trade me. Whatever. I mean, it's not like it's the other bullshits. Like I get this. Hey Steph, I hate it here. Have your boys trade for me. Colluding with another team to trade for you. But when you just come out in the newspaper or to the reporter and be like, yo, I hate it here. Please, someone save me. And you get fined $75K. That's crazy.
Anthony Davis wore a T-shirt for a week when he was in New Orleans. That's all, folks. Let me go into the next. Let me go into the next story. Let me go into the next story. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq, better known as Shaq. Big Diesel. Shaq got his number retired by the Orlando Magic. Let's pull it up here. Let's see what we got.
This man played 4 fucking years and left you high dry. And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He should be fined $75K.
I want to say thank you so much. I have many wonderful magic memories. There's no other place.
Fucking lying, yo. Oh my God.
Orlando will forever have a special place in my heart. It's because I am, get it right. It's a real honor to be the first Orlando Magic player to get his jersey retired. Although I would have expected to be number 2. Nick Anderson, come up here. I always thought if they were going to do retired jerseys, you should be the first. You're the first superstar here in Orlando. And I appreciate you, for sacrificing for me. You could have took the shot every time, but you threw it in. So, again, I definitely want to come back here when your jersey gets retired. So thank you very much. Stay up here. Penny Hardaway, get up here. Penny, you told a lie in your speech. You said that you wouldn't have been you if it wasn't for me. I could say the same thing, brother. I owe you everything. I didn't know who you was, and then we started shooting blue chips, and it was in my contract. My agent, Lynn Romano, we put in our contract that we play ball every day. And I went to him. I said, "Who is this damn actor throwing me the ball every time? Is he in the NBA?" And he said, "Yes, Penny Hardaway." And I can remember Dennis saying, "Hey man, you got to go upstairs and tell him you want Penny Hardaway." So I called John and I said, "John, you know about this guy, Penny Hardaway?" He said, "Well, we can't get him." I said, "Well, John, you need to get him." So they picked Chris Webber, and I was eating some Papa John's and eating Pepsi, and I told my damn house that. I was like, "Damn it, John." And then John and Alex called me and said, "Watch this." And then they said, David Stern said they made a trade, and when Penny came here, I know we was gonna do some special things. So I appreciate you very much, and I wouldn't be here without you. So stay up here, because even though
Junior, you can cut it, man. You can cut it. Thank you. So Shaq got his.
Thank you.
I was trying to say cut it, but my mic was mute. So $5 for me. So Shaq got his number retired the other night in Orlando. He, like Eric said earlier here a few minutes ago, that Shaq played only 4 years with the Magic, and he
got the coach fired. I said it. Yeah, I said it. He got the coach fired. What was his name? Bob Hill, Brian Hill, whatever.
Brian Hill, yes.
Brian Hill, thank you.
They did go to the finals one year, and they got smoked by the Rockets. And
spanked.
Yeah, they got spanked. And then 90.
All that talent.
96. Shaq wanted to go to La La Land, and he teamed up with the great late Kobe Bean Bryant. And so my thing is, we ain't got enough time. I said it earlier when Dan was talking about retired jerseys. I think we're getting in a space now where, again, my opinion, where we're just retiring just anybody and everybody's jersey. So, of course, I think the Lakers should retire Shaq's jersey because that's where the majority and the bulk of his work is there. I think Miami retired his jersey. I don't even think that was, when LeBron James retires, whose jersey who's going to retire his jersey? That's a whole. Then there's
going to be patchwork. That's what they're going to do. Patchwork.
Was it St. Vincent's high school?
Patchwork. They're going to have patches all over a white jersey. That's about it. Yeah, that's all.
With a headband.
Yeah. Yeah, well, first of all, yeah, I agree. I don't agree with this.
I was like, wow, why is Shaq's number getting retired in Orlando?
In Orlando, I understand that's where he started off at, but that's not where he finished, and that's not the bulk.
Yeah, played 4 years.
Had he, continued there in Orlando strong, I could understand, and won the championship. Yeah, I could understand, but that didn't happen. So,
Junior, look, I understand. I'm looking at the numbers. It was only 4 years. Are we doing that? For Hall of Famers, we just looking at 4, 5, 6 years, and then I know I'm stretching it. I'm just saying it was 4 years. He got the coach fired, and then he left him high and dry. Okay. That's like saying big.
Come on, son.
We ain't even going to get into that one. This ain't. Yeah, we'll talk about that one later.
But you see the point, man. And listen, no hate or nothing like that. Yo, I love Shaq. I think Shaq
just my opinion, though, JR. Just my opinion.
I think Shaq is a great player. But according to Kobe, Kobe said had he trained hard, they probably the Lakers probably could have had like 8 championships there. That's what Kobe said.
That's a fact.
I would say what I want to say about Shaq, but he might write he might write a diss song about me. So I'm not even going to go in.
Shaq got bars, man. Shaq is one of them NBA players that can, that got bars, in the hip hop game, man. So shout out to Shaq. Let's go to real quick to. Did she break the record?
Oh hell yeah! She had 23 in the first quarter.
Right, Caitlin Clark. She broke the record. Kid. Kudos to her, man. D-Dub, your thing is frozen. Real quick, yeah, his thing is frozen. We was talking about, all right, she's gonna leave college and go to the WNBA. I think this will be great for the WNBA, and hopefully she can bring some more eyeballs to the WNBA because they certainly do need it. Definitely. And hopefully she won't get no pushback and she won't get no hate while she was there. Go ahead, E.
She's gonna get hated. She's gonna get hated on, but hopefully it won't be enough to bring clouds to her shine because she can ball. Like she can really ball. If y'all haven't watched her, I don't know what rock y'all living under, but she can ball her ass off. So I think she's exactly what the WNBA needs, to be honest with you. So we'll see.
Yeah. Got that. Dan, go ahead. Your thoughts on Miss Clark doing her thing, breaking the record, all that good stuff.
She's absolutely amazing. Like she's like the Steph Curry of the women's game.
Yes.
Like, she can shoot from anywhere. And to me, like, is she going to go to the WNBA? Because I think she's got a year of COVID if she wants it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
She can stay another year if she wants. And probably with the NIL money that she's making, it might be more than what she can make in the WNBA. But that being said, we talked about this before even we started the show. And the whole Sheryl Swoopes, kind of raiding on her parade saying that, well, she played a COVID year and this, that, and she, does she really own the record if she breaks it because she got more games played, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out, well, fact check, she's a fourth-year senior, no extra time, 11 games less than Plum did, and she's already broken it. And to me, she's just their biggest problem is it's her and what's her name? Hannah Stukel. And really, there's a drop off after that because I watched them play. What was it, Maryland?
Yeah.
And it was in the fourth quarter, and they pretty much played to take the ball out of her hands. She had a bunch of assists, and they were able to hang on. And it kind of looked like the same thing happened the other night when they played Nebraska. At the end of the game, they kind of did the same thing. And even like tonight, she had 23 in the first quarter. They're in the third quarter now, and she's only got 31. So, I'm sure they're making adjustments. We'll see how the big key would be what happens in the fourth quarter. Can her teammates pick her up and get those points, when she dishes them the ball? Because she's going to need some help. It's still a team game. But, yeah, she's phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely is, man. I don't know what happened to D-Dub. He dropped off the call here, man. Hopefully in the next level she'll he froze. Like I said, the WNBA, they struggle with getting eyes on not only on the TV screen but also in attendance, and that's what they need, a superstar. So Sheryl Swoopes, she definitely she has retracted some of her statement because she got a lot of pushback with that. And I just think sometimes we don't fact check things. We just throw things out and without, giving it much thought or just, but some people like it for clicks and likes. And she got it on said, whatever the guy's name is, Gilbert Arenas show. And she got it. But anywho, man, shout out to all those. We had a lot of people in the comments, man, on Facebook and all that side. Let me give a personal shout outs, man. Gaming Sports Network, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, my main man. Been knowing this dude for a long time. He also took some of our professional photos, man. And, me and Dan go way back here. Brother Norman out there. Thank you, brother. Thank you for chiming in. Appreciate you, Debbie. Thank you. Thank you so much. We got Michael Bristol. Mike was real quiet tonight, man. I don't know. Hola, Mike. Hola, Mike. Oh, Mike, I speak Spanish too, brother. You know, got you. Mom, love you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Miss Harden. Thank you, Miss Lynn Harden. Thank you so much for chiming in. And all those that's on the podcast side, you know, make sure you give us that 5-star review on the podcast side. Give us your comments so we can jack up the algorithm, man. We're growing each day. As you can see, we're trying to get polished, giving you a really good product when it comes to this sports content, man. We love doing this, as you can see. We got some good pieces here around. We got some great guys here on our team we're making it do what it do every Thursday. So, excuse me. With that said, let's go to our parting shots. Let's go to the angry one. Angry one, what you got for us, sir?
Yo, man, first and foremost, it's been another great Thursday night edition of the Sports Chasers podcast. Thankful for all those who tuned in the comments, who's just viewing, who's just listening. Appreciate all of y'all. Please go ahead, make sure that you like and hit that subscribe button so you can tune into us every week. Shout out to the Sports Chasers, those that are here tonight, those who are absent on this evening. Love you guys, man. Word up. And man, special shout out to our super producer. Yo, Junior, you the man, bro. You the man. All right. Parting shots, I ain't got nothing too heavy, man. Everybody be safe. Man, decrease the hate, man, and appreciate. Yeah, that's all I got, man. That was corny, but that's all I got.
That was a bar, son. That was a bar. Dan, what you got for us, man? What you got for us?
Oh, nothing too heavy. Great show. Good to be back. Mikey, Dorian, Ryan, we missed you guys. I want to say once again, thank you guys. We're going to the club.
I can't stand this guy.
We're going partying tonight.
For all you late to the show, this Dan, the hockey dude, won the football poll this year. And don't get it full. Dan knows football just as much as he knows hockey. So, but the fact that he's got hockey dude on the name at the end of his name, he's bragging about that. But so yeah, he won the first year. We'll see, Dan. We'll see you. We'll see you next year, bro. We'll see you. Congratulations. Whatever. After Eric said something about hate, yeah, I'm hating.
Yep. He said, enough of the hate. People, be kind to each other. Quit doing dumb shit, shooting up places. I mean, enough's enough. It's sad seed, and this is the world we're living in. But on the note of the football poll, just want to put it out there. I said this the other night when the Chiefs won. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! Thank you, Mr. Flair.
You should have had the robe tonight, man. You should have had the robe.
And the music.
Get the walk, too. You got to get the walk.
You got to have the walk, man.
Getting on Space Mountain, baby.
Got it. I don't know what happened to D-Dub, man, but D-Dub, I guess his internet was giving him some trouble, man. So I'll take his part and shot for him, man. I don't have anything heavy. Hey, good to be with y'all. It's another Thursday night, man. Appreciate you so much. Hey, make sure you get the notifications on YouTube as well as the podcast side. So, hey, we're not going to be on Monday Night Live, but hey, we're dropping the episode. Make sure you check out this episode, man. Like I said, we got some college basketball coaches that we're interviewing. We got some NFL folks that we interview. Yes, that's right, former NFL players. And some great and just some really good content, man, for us to check it out, man. So we won't be live this coming Monday, but make sure this coming Monday you get the notification at 7:30. The episode will drop. Check it out. Hey, let us know how we feel, man, how you feel, and leave those comments, man, also on the podcast side and on the YouTube side, man. So, but listen, enjoy your weekend. Weekend after Super Bowl, a little low. Hey, just enjoy NBA All-Star Game. If you're going to Indianapolis this weekend, man, just be safe, be careful. Stop laughing before I send you next year. Just be safe, be careful. Enjoy your family, be good. Like E and like Dan say, man, fellow human beings, man, take care of fellow human beings, man. Just be kind. It takes you nothing to be kind, to say a kind word. As the old saying says, you don't know what or who is struggling with what battle they're fighting as they go. So, you're in traffic and, you flip them the bird. Don't flip them the bird, man. Just let them go, man. You don't know what they're fighting, man. Well, you don't even know what they got. So just let them be. Let them go, man. So, but listen, we're going to get on out of here. Listen, hey, shout out to my producer. He's the best in the game. Thank you. Thank you, JR. Thank you, Junior, so much. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, bro. You have absolutely helped us take this to even higher heights, man. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you, man. So listen, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, for the hockey dude, for the angry one, for D-Dubs, for these guys in their accents, for in their absence, for the DA, Mike Mills, man. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast, man. Y'all be good, be great, enjoy your weekend. Check out our outro, man. Our new outro. I told you I was gonna have new outro music for y'all and visual. Talk to y'all later. Be good. Later.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.